Giannis really has a big reputation for being the kind of guy you want for your franchise. But can he lead a franchise to a championship? But who is Giannis Antetokounmpo? Is he going to go down as one of the greatest players in the history of basketball? And it looks like he has the ability to do it. Or is he going to go down as a superstar of his time? But he was missing something that allowed him to get to the next level.
Hey, what's up, family? It is your boy Fully Matic, and I am back with another video. Today's video, as you see in the title, and you heard from my man Max Kellerman, who is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Right now, he is the MVP of the league from last year. He's the current defensive player of the year, and he potentially will win the MVP of the league this year. That's back-to-back years for MVP. And also, the Milwaukee Bucks are the favorites to get to the finals and essentially win, meaning Giannis would have defensive player of the year, a championship, finals MVP and MVP if he gets MVP of the league, if he gets it. But with all of that, make him, and with the one championship, with all of that, make him put him in the GOAT conversation at all. Even if he wins this one championship, has the defensive player of the year, has the two MVPs, has the finals MVP, would he need 2 or 3 championships like people, compare LeBron to, as far as him not being as good as Jordan? Would he need more championships at that time, or awards? Great. Yes, right now, Giannis is one of the best players that we have ever seen, but would he be in that GOAT conversation? Greatest of all time.
Oh, rejected! Antetokounmpo just gummed Hollis Jefferson.
Now, when we talk about some of the greatest players of all time, you got Michael Jordan, you got LeBron James, you got Shaq, you have Kobe, rest in power, my man. You have Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. The list can go on, and it depends on preference. Some people, they might put, Reggie, even though he didn't win a championship. Some people might have, some love for Charles Barkley, who didn't win a championship. Currently, right now, with Giannis's makeup, he didn't win a championship. My greatest thing is, or not my greatest thing, but my biggest thing with the NBA right now and comparing the greatest of all times, it seems to be on championships. If it wasn't on championships and it was just on stats, LeBron could have it hands down right now. But it's whether you're won championships and then your record in those championships. It's hard to beat 6-0 as Michael Jordan did. And so I just want to get into some stats for Giannis right now. Giannis, he has a lot of awards, and I'll go through some of the awards he has won throughout his career. But he has only been in the league for 6 years, which is crazy that we're already talking about this greatest of all time. He's won a most improved player. He started out in 2013-2014. He had 6.8 points per game. The next year, he basically doubled that. In 2014-2015, he had 12.7. Now take that to this year, 2019-2020. He is averaging 29.5 points per game. That is crazy. I don't have this stat in front of me, but there's not a lot of Hall of Famers. I would say Hall of Famers that have averaged 29.5 points in a season. And so you could see why Giannis is great. This year, he's also averaging 13.6 rebounds. He's averaged a double-double for the last 2 years. Like I said, he got MVP last year. He has a most improved player. How are you? I think he's one of the only people to have a most improved player, defensive player of the year, and MVP. It's crazy because each year he tries to add on. At this point in time, it's not that he hit his peak, but it's that there's not too much more he can do. Yes, he needs to work on his shooting. He needs to work on his pull-up. He can work on his dribbling or whatnot. As a defensive player in the year, you can't say he needs to work on his defense. Getting those points, he gets to the hole so much. It's ridiculous that his point totals can go higher once he starts hitting this three more, or, it's going to offset a little bit because he won't be going to the hole, but he's starting to hit that jumper more consistently. It's just crazy to see what Giannis has become as a player, but determining whether or not he's one of the greatest of all time to play the game, I do feel like he does need another championship. He needs a championship, period. He doesn't have one right now. I think stats are great and these awards are great. If he continues to win MVPs and Defensive Player of the Years, he's going to eventually have to get a championship. There's no way he's going to be able to be considered a top player ever, greatest of all time, without winning multiple championships. I just don't think it happens. And he's going to have to, people are either going to factor in his playoff record, and then eventually on top of that, they will put on his finals record. And a lot of people are saying, even if right now Giannis doesn't get to the finals this year, it's a letdown. It's really finals or bust. And depending on if he gets to the finals and his performance, even if they don't win, it's going to be a real, I guess you can say, head scratcher, talking point that Giannis, got knocked out of the playoffs. If he doesn't get this championship, it's like, what is going to happen? There are some other storylines because you got the Lakers and LeBron James, you have Kawhi and the Clippers, but it's like, what happens to Giannis if he doesn't win this championship? And basically my conversation of my point of, can he be considered one of the greatest of all time players, it goes out the window if they don't win the championship. If they don't get to the finals, then it's just, okay, he had a great year, he's had a great year. And that begs to differ. Like Max Kellerman said, is Giannis a greatest of all time player, or is he just a great player that possibly couldn't get over the hump over some of these other great players? So I ask you, YouTube family, who is Giannis Antetokounmpo? Will he go down as one of the greatest of all time players? Will he not? Is he going to be a Hall of Famer? I personally feel like he's, essentially the next 2 seasons, he keeps these stats going up. He maybe wins another MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He can be in the Hall of Fame, but will he be, and he's a generational player for how big he is, how he can handle the ball, how he can dunk, play defense, everything. He's working on his shot right now. But the question really is, will he be considered one of the greatest players to ever play the game of all time, all eras? But that's yet to be seen. We'll see what happens in these playoffs. I hope you're watching. Please comment below for what you think Giannis will end up being. Can we start talking about him as the greatest of all time player, or is it a little too premature for that situation? Please drop a like, smash that like button, leave a comment for me, and we shall see you next time. Thank you for watching. Peace.